All right. Okay, guys, welcome to our team devotional tonight. I'm really excited about it tonight. Not only is it the beginning of the month, and we have so much to, be excited and pumped up about, but we also, having this team devotional is really fun because we get to talk about things that are not just about our business, but about our personal development and developing ourselves and hold on. Everybody. If you are not muted, will you mute yourself? Automatically drink. Okay. All right, well, never mind. Okay. All right, so we're going to talk today about positivity. And Danielle and I thought that this would be a really good topic to start the month with because I think positivity and excitement is really key in not only your business, but in your life. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys. And please, if you have something to share or have something to tell everyone else, the whole point of the devotional is for us all to interact and for us to hear from all of you. So if either of us are asking for someone to share, we would love to hear from you. Or if you have something to say in between, feel free to just interrupt. Just unmute yourself and interrupt. So, okay, I'm going to hop right into it, and I'm going to share my screen. Okay. All right, this is the quote that I wanted to start off with, and I like starting the devotionals this way. So I'm just going to read this to you and then hear from a couple of you about what sticks out to you. Positive attitude gives you power over your circumstances instead of your circumstances having power over you. Read it one more time. Positive attitude gives you power over your circumstances instead of your circumstances having power over you. So I'm going to leave that up there, and then maybe if we have a couple of you that want to share what sticks out at you, what do you think that means? And I'm totally okay with awkward silences, so. Is there something in that just kind of was like an aha moment for you or sticks out at you or something that you noticed?
Can you hear me?
Yes. No, I can't.
Just see it's back in. Oh, there she is.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm going to have to move to my phone, I think. But anyways, I'm sorry my internet is having an issue apparently. But anyways, whoever was talking, I didn't see who it was, but go ahead.
Guys, make sure you're muted too, please.
Okay, I'm not sure if I can get on this from my phone. I don't know. All right. Well, if anybody has anything to add to that, I don't know if I missed anything. Okay, let's move on. And we're going to have Danielle talk a little bit about her part of the personal development and the positivity and bringing it into your life. So take it away.
Okay, so my what I want you to do is I want you to think of 3 people in your life that inspire you or that you like to be with, like to spend your time with, you look up to. That can be just in your personal life, so like your mom, a sister, an aunt, maybe your dad or a cousin or something, or it can be in the business. So just take a few minutes and write down 3 people that you look up to. Okay, so now that you have those 3 people down or 3 people in mind, I want you to think about why you like to be with those people. So the 3 people that I chose, I like to be with those people because they make me a better person when I'm with them. They make me happy. They're fun. And they're very inspirational. They're always sharing the positive things in their life. And things like that. So with the business side of it, I want you to think of, maybe some leaders that you look up to in this business. I know that there's a ton of really amazing leaders. And I just want you to think about, a couple that you look up to. And I want you to think, when you go to their Facebook page, do you see any negativity on their page? It can be as small as, like, oh my gosh, my child just won't stop crying. Today is the worst. I just can't wait for it to be over. Or it can be something as drastic as like, trying to think of something really awful. Just something so awful. Or it can be politics, like those are people that or religion or whatever. So, I want you to go to their pages and I want you to think, do you see any of that on their pages at all? Because I don't. The leaders that I look up to are top of the company, so they're ambassadors. There are people like Kara and Ingrid. Lori Furtado is amazing. Taylor Alexander, Jessica as well. Those people that I look up to, I never see anything negative on their page. They are always so positive. They're always so uplifting and trying to make people watch them, and that's what you're gonna watch. How many friends do you have that are like post 10 times a day and it's all negative? There are so many people that I've friended just for business purposes that are like that, and I can't handle that, so I just unfollow them because I don't want to see that all day. So I want you to think about what your Facebook page looks like and what your profile looks like. Is it something that people go to and they're like, I don't want to live her life. Like, I don't want to deal with the stuff that she has to do. I don't want to, I don't want a baby that cries all day long every single day. I don't want, I don't want to have my husband deployed and hear about how hard it is every single day. Like there's so many things that goes wrong in everyday life. But it's your choice to take the positive side of it. So I just want you to think about that. I just want you to think, before you post anything on Facebook, I want you to think about who's going to see this, how are they going to feel about it, and do they want to, would they want to potentially join my business from this post, even if it's not a business post. Because when you join this business, you are now a business owner and everyone's eyes are going to be on you all the time. I was told one day, I think it was by Kara, at a training, she said, when you join this business, everyone's eyes are on you. And you could have the worst day possible, and it could have nothing to do with it works at all. But if you post anything negative, like, and say, today was such an awful day, everyone is going to immediately think, oh, this it works thing is totally awful. It's not working for her. She has a bad day because of this. They're automatically going to associate you with that Whether, like I said, whether it has to do with the business or not, they're going to associate that with you, and they're just not going to want to join for that reason. So think of those people that you want to be around, and that you like to be around, and what personalities they have, and strive to be more like them. Strive to be more positive, and strive to be more inspiring, because I know that I don't want to hang out with someone who complains about life all day. I don't want to, I don't want to sit and talk to them. It's so draining. It's so exhausting. And so don't be that person. So, if you think that you are that person, change. It's so simple as changing your attitude. Just like the quote, you can let your circumstances be, make your attitude, or you can, make your attitude just take the positive out of your circumstances. So that's all I have. Does anyone have anything they want to add about that? Does anyone want to share some traits that they have in other friends that they want to be more like? Or
I'll share.
Okay.
So I know this is obnoxious. Everyone else should share too. But one thing I think is important to remember too is, like, we all have crappy days. Like, we all have crap that happens to us. And I think a big part of our life, and if we're talking about our business as well, is that like, people want to know that we're real people. So they know that we have crappy days. But there's a way to post about it, and there's a way to let people know that you are a real person without being openly negative. Maybe if you're posting something about, my kids got up so early this morning, I'm so exhausted, and this is just a part of my mom life, but I'm okay with it because I have a really great life, and I have something that I want to, that I have to share. And so I'm really glad that I could stay home today. I'm really glad that I could do this, whatever, because then people relate to you, and they're saying, that happens to me all the freaking time, and I still have to go to work, and I still have to do this. So I think in any aspect of your life, kind of switching it around to almost like a resolution. Like, yeah, I have crappy things happen, but because I'm in such a positive situation, I'm able to deal with, I'm able to look at the positive and be happy, So I don't know. Some of my things in the people that I wrote down, every single one of them is not only super positive, but also, like, they believe in the power of affirmations, and they believe in the power that if you put something out there, you can get it back. That's something that I like is super huge to me, and that I want to look at in other people and bring more to myself. So that's something that I noticed just now is in the people that I wrote down.
Yeah, definitely. Those are, and that, the positivity, this whole positivity goes hand in hand with the law of attraction. So the secret, which is affirmations and all that stuff, it just all incorporates itself. Because if you're, if you're sitting there saying, you're looking at this $5,000 bonus for a diamond, you may be looking at like, oh my gosh, I'm so far away, I can't do this. Well, then you're not going to do it, because that's what you're putting out there. You're putting out that negative thing that you can't do it, instead of putting it out there. Okay, yeah, I can do this, and I believe I'm going to do this. You may not know how it's going to happen, which is fine, but you just know it will happen, and you'll do anything to make it happen, and that's the most important part. So it all goes together with that law of attraction. So hurry up.
Okay, sorry for the distraction. It was just really distracting me.
So cute. Okay, does anyone else want to share before we kind of jump into the next part of this? Any traits or anything that you like, or?
I'll share something.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have ever read like Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, but in that book it kind of talks about to act or be acted upon. And that's what this kind of reminds me of, because you can either let all of your, the things that are happening in your life determine, like you can say, oh, this happened to me and this happened to me, and I can't do this. But if you decide to act instead, there's like a space between, what happens to you and your response, and you can decide like, oh, I'm actually going to change how I think about this, and so it's not going to happen to me. I'm going to decide I don't know how to explain it very well, but you decide how the outcome is going to be rather than it making the outcome for you.
Yeah, I love that. That is so, thanks for sharing, Marie. That is so awesome, because it is, and we talked about this on like the devotionals too, is you choosing how you respond to something. Maybe someone quits on your team, and it's awful. It's the worst thing one of the worst things in business that can happen is when someone quits or they don't see the vision anymore or something like that. But take those couple minutes and feel bad about it, and then choose to move on and say, you know what, they didn't see the vision. That's okay. I'm going to go find someone else and help someone else that sees this vision. Give yourself that time to feel bad and then choose to, turn around and be the positive. It's so huge. So I like that a lot, Marie. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Jess, did you want to start the next little?
Yes. So what I wanted to talk a little bit about is I found a really incredible list, which is basically 8 different things that you can do to increase the positivity in your life. And I loved this so much. So I'll share my screen. I hope I don't get booted out, but should be good. So down here, these are the 8 tips to create a positive attitude. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell you each one and tell you a little bit more in depth about what it is. And then, be thinking about, you're welcome to write these down and then be thinking about what that means in your life and what pops out to you. Okay, so the first one is remember that you are powerful. Crazy. Mostly it's about not doing what other people think you should do, not imitating just what people think you should do. Remembering that you are powerful. We identify with the things around us, so we do a lot with the things that happen around us, and we kind of put ourselves in that situation. And you feel like, because I'm in this situation, because this is happening to me, and this is happening to me, and I don't have a lot of money because my parents didn't have a lot of money, because whatever, you put yourself into a situation where you act how you feel like you have to act. But this is all about remembering that you have the power to create your life. So you have the power to create whatever you want. You don't have to live in a certain life because you're destined to live in that life because of what you're surrounded in. You have the power to create that. One thing I loved about that one too is it said, I am just a sad person. I'm just lonely. I'm unlucky. I'm afraid. I am a salesperson. I'm a doctor. I am a nurse. I am a teacher. Whatever, and you identify yourself with that, and that becomes your identity. Where this is what this is saying is that you are powerful and you have the ability to create whatever you want to be. And you don't have to be identified by the things around you. You can be identified by you as a person and who you genuinely are. Okay, number 2 is choose to embrace life. This is all about kind of letting go of what's happening and embrace the good that's happening around you. How many of you have ever thought like, oh, I don't know, just a random example, like when you were in high school or when you were younger or whatever, and you had this crazy amazing body, and you like now are like, oh, I had such a good body, I didn't appreciate it. I didn't even know what I had, or like my life was so simple. back when I was single or, whatever, before kids. It was so simple. Sometimes I wish that I would have enjoyed that more because I didn't enjoy it in the moment because I was preparing or I was waiting for my life to get better, waiting for something to change. I was unhappy. That happens to me all the time, and I refuse to let that happen to me anymore because I need to embrace and love the life I'm in now while working towards more, while working towards my dreams. But I want to be happy with where I am right now. Okay, number 3 is realize that you get to control your actions. This one's a little bit more about the secret. We get to choose our reality by the thoughts that we put out there. So if we focus on, maybe we're focusing on that I have 2 incredible kids. I love them. I get to stay home with them. Right now at this time, my husband is staying home. We have a house, we have all these things, and that right there makes me feel so good. I feel so positive, so pumped up, so ready. Or I can sit here and say, today actually was kind of crappy because my kids were super ornery. They were crazy. They were breaking things. They were whatever. I mean, if that's what I focus on, I had a really crappy day. But because I'm focusing on, I got to spend the time with them, I got to, whatever, that creates my reality. My reality is that I had a great day. I had a great start to this month. It was amazing. So realize that you get to control your actions and you get to control your life. Number 4 is know that no one is better qualified. Sometimes I think we're worried too much about other people's opinions of us that we get stuck in that. It takes away from our power. We're worried so much about what other people think, what we feel like we should think, that we're taking away from that power. Remember that you are powerful. We're taking away from that. If you're sitting here and feeling like, oh, I need to be more happy. I need to be less, I don't know. If you're sitting here and feeling that and that's what you're thinking about right now, then that's true. But if you're sitting here and thinking of all the things that you are happy of, or thinking about, what good is happening right now, then that's your reality. So, kind of be happy with what it is. Be happy now, but strive for more. Never accept someone else's reality as your own. If someone else thinks that you are crazy for doing this, or they can't imagine staying home with their kids, or they can't imagine working or whatever, and they feel like that's your reality, I can't imagine that life. Don't put that on you, because you still get to be positive and happy and live the life that you want to live, regardless of what other people think or say. Okay, number 5 is believe that you are more than enough. This one just, oh my gosh, it just makes me I have chills all the way down my body. Right now on my mirror, I have written, I am enough. And you would be amazed at the things that does for your life, because I feel like all of us sometimes feel like we're not doing enough, we're not being enough, we're not, we don't have enough, we don't whatever. We need to realize that we are enough. Somebody out there is looking for you. Somebody out there wants you to be their best friend. Somebody out there, whatever. So you are enough. If you sit and compare yourself to someone, make it be someone less fortunate than you. Isn't that funny to think about? Because if you're thinking about, well, how about I compare myself to, somebody who isn't able to pay their bills, and they're struggling, they're, maybe their kids are sick, maybe, some crazy things are happening. And, there's people who their spouses are passing away. There's people who are in crazy car accidents. There's crazy stuff happening in the world. And if you're comparing yourself to those people, your life is pretty dang good. And that makes you a more positive person because you're appreciating the things that are really there to be appreciated, instead of comparing yourself to someone who has a giant mansion. They never have to go to work. Their life is cake all the time. You're going to feel like crap. You're going to feel like you're not doing enough. You're not being enough. So don't compare yourself to someone. Clear up here and make yourself feel like you're less than. Number 6 is love yourself. Remember that you have arrived. You are here. You are on your journey right now, and you're ready. You're pumped up and you're ready to go. You have arrived on your journey. Cut out your distractions, open your eyes, and see that you are here and you're ready. In my morning mantras every day, I say something. I say, you are powerful, you are beautiful, you are, I don't remember, you are confident, you are successful, you are a successful woman capable of anything. And, I need to believe it and I need to see it. Because I am. And that's not in a bragging way, but that's in a way of loving myself and appreciating the person that I am. And sometimes it takes a lot of reminding to remind ourselves what we're worth. Number 7 is stay cool. This one I love because this one applies when you're standing in you're standing in the coffee shop in line and someone cuts in front of you and you instantly feel so annoyed. You instantly feel like your blood is boiling. Your blood pressure is rising and you're just like, what is this person doing? This is what happens when somebody cuts you off. This is what happens when, whatever, that feeling where you're just like, what? Why? This positive reminder. This is a positive reminder to just stay cool, calm it down. Realize that, we lose control and we give other people power if we react because of something they did. So, think about the positive and think about, does it really matter that this person cut you off? Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it's super annoying, but it already happened. It was annoying for the moment. It's not going to ruin my day. It's not going to change my day. It's okay. We're good. Just remaining cool in those moments. It can be super hard, and I understand. And then the 8th one is journey well. We're in this life for life. We're here for a very long time, and we're planning to do some really cool things with your life. So use this as a journey. Life is about the journey and not the destination. So appreciating where we are now and appreciating that even if you didn't accomplish something that you wanted to accomplish right now, that's okay, because we're going to be here for another however many years. We have time to make our life what we want it to be. And that, we don't need to arrive at the perfect point in our life if we believe that we're on a destination, we're on a journey. Don't wait to be happy until you pay off your bills. Don't wait to be happy until you find your soulmate. Don't wait to be happy until you have your kids or you accomplish this goal or you finally can quit your job or whatever. Don't wait to be happy. Just be happy now and be happy with where you're at. Every minute you live is a blessing. Every minute you're here is a blessing. We have to experience every part of our life and be happy about it. It's not always easy, but it's always an option. It's always your choice, how you live your life. Even throughout the obstacles, think about things that happened in the past. Even throughout those things, if we were more positive about it and we got over it and we moved on and we realized that this was a part of our journey and that life was going to get better, we would feel so much better about it than freaking out, thinking our life was over, and, you know, I don't know. So realize that your life is a journey, and journey well. All right, I love those so much. So I hope you wrote them down or screenshotted this. But now I want to I'm going to stop the share. So if you need this sent to you, just let me know. But I want to hear about what you thought about that. And anything that stuck out to you or was just like kind of an aha moment.
I'll share something dorky. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So when you were talking about comparing yourself to other people, so my favorite thing to do when I'm having a terrible day is to watch a horror movie, because I can always walk away from it thinking that my life is so much better than theirs.
I love you so much. That's amazing.
And then one other thing was the love yourself thing. My favorite song to listen to when I feel like I need to like myself more is, I think it's called Love Myself. And it's really funny. Kiva and I dance around to it, and it's awesome. So that's it.
Love it. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. I mean, how crazy is it that we can, I mean, at least we're not running around from like a half dead man, like getting our limbs cut off. Like, we're pretty good, right? That's amazing. And I love that. And now I want to watch a horror movie. All right. Does anybody else have something to share along with those?
I got on super late, but I did hear something at the very end that I really liked, and that's probably what I needed to hear anyway.
Okay, let's hear.
I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. When you're talking about reacting and how you react to things makes something completely different. I have found that like when I'm getting frustrated or whatever on social media or in person or whatever, I try and think about two people who I really appreciate. And I just go and I message them and I tell them why I appreciate them. And it's different people every time. I just try to think of, and then that kind of helps me react better. That's what I do. So I was just thinking about that when you were talking about how we react changes our mood, because I've noticed when I don't do that, it makes it so much worse, the situation worse than it could be. But if I find two things that I like about two different people and just message them and tell them thank you for being in my life, then it makes it a better reaction, even if it's not relevant to, like, if my message to them isn't relevant to what's going on, it changes my mood to better. I don't know. That's what I was thinking about.
No, I love that. And that has a lot to do with our devotional that was last week too, as well as this one, because it was all about gratitude and how if you express that you're grateful for other people, it helps you see the positive and see the good in other people and act on it. I have gotten messages like this from you, and it not only, I'm glad that it uplifts you, but it also uplifts the people that you share with, because it's just kind of like it's good to know that other people are grateful for something that you do, you know? So that was really good. I love that. All right. Does anybody else have anything to share along with those 8 tips to have more positive attitude?
When I read those while you were talking about them, if you haven't read You're a Badass by Jen Sincero, that is like a must read, like ASAP. And at end of every chapter, she will make a bullet point of like what the chapter was about, or just like an overview of it. And the last and final one that she says every single time is love yourself. because if you love yourself, like all of those other things will just happen, because you believe that you're powerful, you believe that you're enough and that you're worth this, when you love yourself. So if you haven't read that book, you should read it because it's amazing. So that's just kind of what I thought with the love yourself aspect. I think it ties everything in to this whole call tonight. Is if you love yourself, then you're going to have a positive outlook on life. And it's so important. So important. You can't, I heard a quote, is you can't help anyone else or love someone else if you don't love yourself. And I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. So that's just what I had to share.
And I think that one was difficult for me at first because I don't know, I'm a very I didn't want to seem like I was being braggy, which I wasn't, because I had zero confidence. And so loving myself was just kind of a foreign concept. But now realizing that, I am here for a reason. I am capable of some big things. I am powerful. I can create my life. I can show that to other people. I have so many things to share, and it just makes you feel so great. And, I don't know. So it, like Danielle said, it just kind of brings everything together. All right, you guys, we're running a little bit over time, but does anybody else have anything to share along with that? Any last minute things? Okay, awesome. Well, I loved this call. It was super good. I really appreciate everyone's, talking and kind of sharing what you think and what you feel. And I hope it was super helpful. We have huge things happening this month. It's a new, fresh start for you. It's a new time to just really figure out what you want to do and do it. And that can be anything that has to do with your life, that has to do with your marriage, with your kids, with your, work, with whatever. It has to do with everything, because we have a fresh start. Take your fresh start and really run with it. You have a fresh start every single day, but especially the new month. So incorporate a little bit more of positivity, and realize that everything that you put out there determines if you're a positive person, and that includes the thoughts in your own head that you say to yourself, which I call self-talk. That includes everything. So really monitor that and use these tips to become a more positive person, and your life will get so much better. I promise you. So, all right. Well, you guys, thank you. And thank you, Danielle, for helping me with this. And I love all of you. All right. And I will see you on Facebook. Later.